Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Go check out my website at skysworld.com for life coaching and mentoring. I'm chilling in the shop. Kind of a chilly day, at least for Florida's standards. Got a couple layers on. Let's talk about manhood. It's Monday, Manhood Monday. A lot of you guys are having problems with this, you younger guys at least. I mean, I can't blame it only on Gen Z and the millennials, even though I do recognize that you guys are having a particularly hard time discovering your manhood, understanding how to be men. But this all started with my parents' generation, the baby boomers. Oh yeah. They had a hard time understanding what manhood was. The hippies came out of their generation. Woodstock, Led Zeppelin, the Grateful Dead, all those wonderful bands, all those long-haired hippies, women with underarm hair, and men growing their hair long. I had long hair for a long time. I'll post a picture of what I look like with long hair. I had big hair, like Slash from Guns N' Roses. And I swore, I'll never cut it. Never, never. But it's weird that, I mean, I even went through a phase like that of long hair. Isn't long hair for women? When I was a teenager and I had long hair, I grew my hair out when I was 17. I was a metalhead. Me and all my friends, my brother and all our friends, we had a crew. We all wore leather jackets, usually a band t-shirt of some kind, had long hair. But that's how everybody in the neighborhood kind of looked. And we took that from our parents' generation. All the bands that I grew up listening to, they were all my parents' generation. I was a big Ozzy Osbourne fan when I was a kid. Went to go see him in concert, me and my brother. We paid, what did we pay, like $12 for Ozzy tickets? Saw them and Anthrax. I forget who the third band was. Tickets are a lot more expensive now, but Ozzy's the same age as my mother. You go back a generation before that, my grandparents' generation. They had no issues with manhood or traditional gender roles. The entire generation were men. Didn't matter if you're a Democrat or Republican. We divide this stuff up nowadays and people say, oh, well, liberals, they're not even men. Liberal men, they're not even men. None of that was going on back in my grandfather's day. Men were men. You were taught how to be a man from the time you were a little kid. And I think that's the lesson, really, from this, is that you have to be taught how to be a man. So why would Gen Z and the millennials have a hard time with it? Because maybe they're not being taught how to be men. Only about half, I don't know the statistics, but it seemed to me about 50% of my friends were taught to be men. But see, my generation, the Gen X, we were what you called the latchkey kids. Our generation was the first generation really to grow up without two parents in the household. All those baby boomers, all of them, all the tune in, turn on, drop out baby boomers, all of them grew up with two parents in their household, every one of them. And then the baby boomers started getting divorced. Go talk to any baby boomer. They've been married 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. I don't think I've ever met a baby boomer who has just been married once. They've all been married a bunch of times. They didn't invent divorce, but oh, they mastered it. So a lot of my friends grew up in broken homes, which was unusual. We hadn't really seen that before, because families stuck together. A lot of my friends grew up atheist and anti-religion, where we hadn't really seen that before. In my grandparents' generation, religion was the thing. So you can see the de-evolution of manhood that's gone from generation to generation to generation. And now Gen Z, oh gosh, I don't know where, at least with my generation, we could emulate others. We could find a mentor, even if your mentor was watching Rambo movies. Rambo was a man. He was a man's man. Rambo didn't cry. Rambo wasn't no punk. He didn't come across like some kind of sissy, like any of the Marvel superheroes. Iron Man. When I was a kid, Iron Man, the comic book, Iron Man was tough. Robert Downey Jr., he's a sissy. So you have to be taught what manhood is, and if nobody's teaching you, and you don't have a father in the household, or your father's a sissy, how are you going to know? Someone can't just tell you, just be a man. How do you do that? You tense up real hard? What do you do? I don't know how you just be a man. You have to learn it. So let's just go over 8 points quickly. I don't want to spend hours on this. You can think about this stuff. Maybe write it down if you feel like thinking about it. For anybody who's having issues with this, let's go over what are some traits of manhood. I think these 8 are the most important traits. The 8 most important traits of manhood. Let's get into it. Masculinity. Men are masculine. If you want to be a man, be masculine. Learn what masculinity is. Write it down. Go look it up on YouTube. There's lots of videos on masculinity. Be masculine. Be strong. Strong in every way and in any way that you can. Identify weaknesses within. Look for them. Like you look for dirt when you clean in your house. You start cleaning up and you notice, wow, there's dirt there, there's dirt there. You can get your house pretty damn clean if you're noticing dirt. Notice your weaknesses and don't run from them. Don't drink them away at the bar like some loser. Attack them. Be happy when you find one. Ha ha! I'm going to make you strong, boy. And you strengthen yourself. Practice stoicism. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca. There's whole Facebook pages. I belong to several of them. They'll teach you what stoicism is. Learn how to control your emotions. Manhood is about sacrifice. Men sacrifice. We sacrifice our lives for our women and our friends and our family and our children. For our parents. We sacrifice our lives for average citizens because maybe some of us you guys choose to become first responders. Big shout out to all the cops that follow me. I got a lot of cops that follow me for some reason. I don't mind. Men sacrifice. Men tell the truth, and we spread the truth. We promote the truth. We're about truth. Kids lie. Women lie. Your dog will lie. Your cat will lie. A rat will lie. A man tells the truth. A man lives the truth. And it's scary, and it's hard, and it sucks, and it may mean that you have people throwing stones at you, but guess what? That's why you make yourself strong. To be a man, manhood is about justice. Justice is about right. What's right? What's good? Good versus evil. It's men who uphold these notions. The reason why the whole planet hasn't descended into anarchy is because of men who believe in good, who believe in justice. The idea of justice is a masculine idea. It's an idea that men came up with around a fireplace talking about, that's fucked up, I'm gonna do something about it, huh? Manhood is about spiritual growth. You are supposed to turn into a priest or a preacher, a shaman, a spiritual warrior, guiding others, showing others by example what real manhood looks like. And finally, at least on my list of eight traits of manhood, is leadership. Men are leaders. You're natural born leaders. It's not just some patriarchal dictatorship as liberals and sissies like to think about, and women, some crazy feminists, they like to think that a patriarchy took over. No. It takes a man to stand up and protect the cave from the intruders. It takes a man to go out on the hunting party at the crack of dawn every single morning so we can survive. It takes a man to sacrifice his health, his wealth, his life, his happiness, everything for others. It takes a man to be a leader. Food for thought.